Hi foodie, you're welcome. In this video I'll be showing you how I made this multi-purpose pepper sauce that you can put on anything and you can dip anything in. I'm not kidding you, it's that versatile. The special thing about this sauce is it's made in a way that it's packed with as much flavor as possible. And the best thing about the special sauce is you only need a few simple ingredients, things that you might already even have at home. And that's how this started. I had some peppers at home that were starting to wilt and dry, so I decided to gather them and make this flavor bomb. So if you're interested, keep watching and let's get straight into cooking. For this sauce, you need red bell peppers or tartache for sweetness because you want this sweet. You also need some red chili peppers for it. And for extra heat, I'll be adding 2 habanero peppers. If you don't like your food hot, just skip the habaneros. And if you love your food really hot, then add extra habanero peppers. I'll also need onions, and I'll be using both white and green onions. And finally some ginger and garlic to make this really aromatic. So these are the main ingredients for the sauce, and the first thing you need to do is chop the peppers and onions. I've chopped the bell peppers and I'm doing the chilies now. Please and please, if your skin is sensitive or if you've never done this before, try to wear gloves while handling peppers, or at least rub some oil on your hands. Peppers can leave your skin with a burning sensation for hours, and that is really painful. So try to wear gloves when you're doing this. So chop the peppers, chop the onions, and the next thing I'll do is add some oil in a pan for about a minute. Then I'll add the chopped onions, both the green and the white. I'll start frying the onions in the oil, and what I'm doing now is I'm caramelizing the onions and drawing out the sweetness. And if I haven't mentioned that before, this sauce is going to be both sweet and spicy, so I'm doing everything to bring out the sweet side of the main ingredients. I'll fry the onions until they become translucent, or you can start to see through them. Then I'll get them out. You shouldn't let the onions get too brown before getting them out of the oil. I'll also be adding garlic. I should have done that with the onions, but I forgot. So add your garlic along with the onions. I'll fry the garlic for about a minute and get the garlic out too. So I'll add the peppers to the oil, and like I did with the onions and garlic, I'll be frying the peppers to caramelize it, so that should take about 5 minutes on medium heat. So now not only am I caramelizing the peppers and the onions and making them sweet, I'm also infusing the oil with the flavor of the peppers, onions and garlic, so the oil itself is just bursting with flavors. I'll fry the peppers until they start turning soft. Then I'll get them out of the oil and set them aside until it's cool enough for a blender to handle. I already have the onions, peppers and garlic in the blender. Then I'll be blending it with the same oil that I fried everything in, and that's mostly because I don't want to miss out on all that flavor that's in the oil. So blend the mixture until it's as smooth as you want it to be. If you like your sauce really rough, you can have it that way. If you like it really smooth, it's your sauce. Just have it any way you want. Now as soon as the blender does its work, it's time to properly fry the sauce now. I already have a little bit of that delicious flavored oil in a pan, and really you don't need to fry this sauce in extra oil because the peppers are blended with oil. But I'm adding freshly grated ginger at this point, and I need a tiny bit of oil as a medium to cook the ginger, so make sure you don't add too much at this point. So after frying the ginger on low heat for 3 to 4 minutes, low heat because ginger burns really fast and you don't want that to happen, I'll then add the pepper blend. This blend is thick, so thick that it's a struggle getting it out of the blender, so scoop it with a spoon and make sure you get most, if not all, of that delicious blend out of the blender, because trust me, you don't want to miss out on even a spoon of this. At this stage, the sauce looks like it doesn't contain any oil, but there's a lot somewhere in there, so don't be tempted to add more at this point, else you end up with too much oil. Just turn your heat to low, and this is really important. Turn your heat to low, and the longer the sauce cooks, the more oils will be released. If at this point your heat is on high or even medium, then the sauce will burn really fast without even releasing the oils. Also, you'll have to keep stirring and turning frequently to prevent the sauce from burning, and you can choose to add water at this point, but I prefer to wait until the oil has been fully released before adding water. I'll season this with dried rosemary and oregano. If you have only one of them, it's perfectly fine, and if you don't have any, you can use dried thyme or Italian seasoning as a substitute. I'll also be using seasoning powder, then I'll give this a nice stir to distribute the seasoning. After about 5 minutes, you should start to notice the oils releasing, but not fully. So keep the heat on low, keep stirring to prevent burning, and cook until the oil fully separates from the rest of the sauce, just like what you can see now. So this should take about 12 to 15 minutes in total, and at this point you can add a bit of water and turn the heat to medium. For some reason I can't find the parts where I added water to the sauce. I probably just lost it, but the amount of water you add to the sauce will depend on how thick or thin you want it to be. There are no strict rules regarding this, and you should do your thing as long as you don't make the sauce too thin. If it's too thin, then the flavors are going to be watered down too. So if you love it thick, that's fine, and if you love it thin, make sure it's not thinner than what you can see on your screen now. Now you cook the sauce on medium heat for 12 to 15 more minutes, so that's like 25 to 30 minutes in total, and that is enough time for the flavors to fully develop and combine. I've made this sauce 3 times in a month now because it doesn't even last long in my house. Add fish and you have fish sauce ready in a few minutes. Add meatballs and you have meatball sauce ready. It's perfect with rice, noodles and pasta. You can use it as a dip or even as a base for your soup and pottage. Trust me, it's that versatile, and that's why it doesn't even last long. Store the sauce in a glass jar or bowls, and it should last 2 weeks in the fridge. If you want to store it for longer, then you should keep it in the freezer. Thank you for sticking with me until the end. If you love this video, please let me know what you think in the comments. Consider checking out the other videos on my channel. Give me a thumbs up, share this video with a friend. These things really help the channel grow, and I could use your support. And if you haven't done that already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.